Hello, everyone. My name is Kashif, and I'm from Techloyce Limited. Today, I'm going to present the Odoo and SharePoint integration. Firstly, I just wanted to give you a brief overview of my company. We are Odoo partner, and we have offices in UK, US, Malaysia, and our development center is in Pakistan. So we work in CRM and ERP consulting, and we have worked in different verticals for last 5 years. So in terms of the Odoo integration, apart from this Odoo SharePoint integration that I'm presenting today, we have integrated number of other third-party apps just listed here, but not limited to accounting applications like QuickBooks and Xero, document management application, Alfresco, Dropbox, and SharePoint, and digital signature applications like Adobe Sign, DocuSign, and Write Signature. And many other CRM-based applications, just like Salesforce.com. And there are numerous other applications. If you're interested in knowing more about those integrations, please feel free to contact me after this talk. Let me start with the Odoo SharePoint integration. So obviously you have, what is Odoo, so I don't want to go into the detail. But I just wanted to touch on the need for having a Odoo SharePoint integration. SharePoint is document management based application, and many of the companies are using SharePoint. So there's a need. Many of my customers asked me to do integration with SharePoint. So we ended up creating a SharePoint connector that will easily able to connect with Odoo, and then using the SharePoint connector, you would able to store the documents from Odoo onto the SharePoint, and you can also access documents from SharePoint into Odoo. So it's a two-way integration that we have done. There are key features of this module. Right now, we just have integrated with the customer module, but we can also easily integrate with many other modules like quotations, sales order, project, app, and whatever your requirements, you would able to we would able to do the integration for you. But this connector is mainly available for for the customer module. And you can, as I said, you can download the documents from SharePoint into Odoo, and you can also push the documents from Odoo onto SharePoint. For instance, like if you're working with a customer, you are signing some contracts with a customer, and you don't want to store all the documents within Odoo. You wanted to have a separate document management system like SharePoint, and you can push all the customers all the documents related to that customer into a specific folder on SharePoint. So you would be able to do that using this connector. At the same time, if you upload any documents, like if your customers are uploading documents onto the SharePoint and you wanted to access it directly in Odoo, you should be able to do that as well. So I just gave you, I'll go over the demo after this presentation. But what we have done is we created a separate settings module where you specify your SharePoint details, your account details, you specify your site SharePoint account folder, document library folder details, and then you can test the connection whether your credentials are correct. And after that, you can go to the customer details view, and you can upload the documents from the customer detail view. And you can also, as I said, retrieve the documents as well from the SharePoint. And there are two ways you can basically download the document for SharePoint. If you just wanted to have links there in Odoo, and you just wanted to you don't want to retrieve all the documents within Odoo. You just store the links, and then whenever you want, you can just download the specific file from the SharePoint onto the Odoo. So it will only bring the files when you ask the connector to do. So I think these screenshots are just giving you some idea, how to upload. But I think it would be better if I just go over straight into the demo, and that will help you to understand more. Your mouse. You can see this settings module. In the settings module, you specify your URL, your login details, and then you can test the connection. Connection is successful. You can also edit this as well, just like a typical. And you can also create a new account as well, So I just assume that this is already there, so I'll use it. And now if you go to the sales in the customer, you can go here. You can see this SharePoint tab here. Oh, sorry. Can you hear it now? Okay. So in the SharePoint tab, you see in the detail view in the SharePoint tab, if you want to upload documents, you can just go choose file from here. Okay, just one second. I'll just create a new file maybe. Yeah. Yeah, it's a different board. Just type it this Mudassir at Techloyce, this one. Mudassir. This one at Techloyce.
Okay.
Sorry. Just 1 second.
I think you need to upload the file again.
Sorry?
I think you need to upload the file again. 5 minutes.
Okay, sure. I think there's a problem with the... Let me do one thing. Just 1 second. You see these files, they were there in the SharePoint under this customer. These files were there on SharePoint, and we just retrieve it here in customer in Odoo. Yeah. So, and if we now go and upload any other file, let's say test, yeah, and upload it there. You can go and just refresh it. Yeah, you see this test file is created here as well. So it's a two-way sync. So you can directly retrieve the files from SharePoint into Odoo in the customer detail view. At the same time, you can load any new file and it will automatically be loaded into SharePoint. And there's one more option. You can try, there's a link there. You can feel free to go and contact me and I can send you the link and you can play around. But if you don't want the files to be loaded into SharePoint, into Odoo, because you don't want to, consume the space in your Odoo instance, then you have other options. You can just only select the document type as link, then it will only show the links here. So you don't, it will not, download the files from SharePoint onto your Odoo instance. Yeah, so this is all I have to say. If you have any questions, you can ask right now, or I will be available, in this event. You can ask me any other time during the conference. Yeah.